Chosen one, there is a force within you, quiet yet insistent, that you may not even fully recognize, but it has been growing steadily over time. It has shaped the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you live. That force is greed. It has woven itself into your thoughts and actions in ways you may not even fully understand. And yet, here you are, at the threshold of a realization that it has been quietly consuming your peace and your life, leaving you bound in chains you didn't even know you were wearing. Greed is like a shadow. It's subtle at first, creeping into your life under the guise of ambition, success, or even the desire for security. It whispers to you that more is always better, that what you have now is never enough, and that only when you attain more will you finally feel whole. And so, you chase. You chase things: money, power, possessions, status, all with the belief that if you just reach the next level, if you just accumulate a little more, you will find the satisfaction that has long eluded you. But it never comes, does it? Take a moment to reflect, chosen one. How often have you sought more, believing it would fill the emptiness inside? How many times have you convinced yourself that you need something else, just a little more, before you can finally be content? Yet, despite all your striving, you find yourself still longing, still empty, still unsatisfied. Greed promises fulfillment, but in reality, it only leaves you with a deeper hunger. The pursuit of more becomes an endless cycle, and with each step, you find yourself further from the peace and contentment that you so desperately desire. Greed binds you. It convinces you that the measure of your worth, your success, and your happiness is found in what you possess. It tells you that you are defined by what you have and how much you can accumulate. This lie separates you from your true self and from the divine peace that is your birthright. Greed takes your focus away from what truly matters: relationships, inner peace, gratitude, and redirects it toward the fleeting and insatiable need for more. Feel the weight of this truth, chosen one. You have been running in pursuit of something that can never fulfill you, something that constantly moves just out of reach. This relentless pursuit robs you of the present moment and keeps you trapped in a cycle of longing. You may have felt the pull of this force for years. Perhaps it's always been there, hidden in the recesses of your desires and actions, subtly pushing you forward, always asking for more. But now, in this moment, you are awakening to its true nature. This is a moment of clarity, a divine invitation to step back and examine the hold that greed has on your life. You are being called to recognize that the emptiness you feel, the discontentment that pervades your soul, is not due to a lack of material things. It is due to a lack of spiritual fulfillment, a lack of peace, a lack of gratitude for what you already have. The cycle of greed has kept you from experiencing the fullness of life that God has prepared for you. And now, chosen one, you have a choice. This moment is a crossroads. You can continue to follow the path of insatiable desire, chasing more and more without ever feeling satisfied. Or you can choose to release the grip of greed and embrace the freedom that comes from letting go. But in order to do this, you must first see greed for what it truly is: a thief that steals your joy, your peace, and your sense of purpose. Once you see it, once you recognize the hold it has over you, you can make a choice to let it go. Look at the life you are living now, chosen one. How much of your time, energy, and focus is consumed by the pursuit of more? How often do you measure your worth by the things you own, the money you earn, or the status you achieve? These things may provide temporary satisfaction, but they will never give you the deep, lasting peace that you seek. That peace comes from within, and it is found when you release the need for more and begin to embrace the abundance that already exists in your life. You are being called to step away from the endless cycle of greed and into a life of contentment and peace. This is not about rejecting success or material wealth. It is about recognizing that your true fulfillment does not come from these things. Your true fulfillment comes from a heart that is free from the chains of greed, a heart that is filled with gratitude for what you already have, and a heart that seeks peace, love, and purpose above all else. Greed has been a silent enemy, chosen one, but now you have the power to break free from its grip. You have the power to choose a life that is not defined by what you accumulate but by who you become. You can choose a life of peace, where contentment and gratitude replace the endless hunger for more. The divine is calling you to step into this freedom, to release the chains of greed and embrace a life of spiritual abundance. This is the beginning of your transformation. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The process of letting go of greed is not an instant fix. It is a journey that unfolds over time. But every step you take, every moment you choose to embrace contentment over desire, is a step toward true fulfillment. You will discover that the more you release your attachment to material things, the more peace, joy, and purpose fill your life. Take a deep breath, chosen one. Feel the weight of greed begin to lift from your heart. You are free to walk in the divine abundance that is already yours. Let go of the belief that you are defined by what you have, and embrace the truth that your worth, your peace, and your purpose are found in the divine love and purpose that is within you. It is time to let go of greed, for it is your enemy, and it is time to step into the freedom that comes from trusting in the divine plan for your life. Word count, 1,101. Awaiting, continue the next section with 1,100 words. Continue the next section with 1,100 words. Section 2. Chosen one. Now that you've seen the grip of greed on your life, it's important to understand the lie that it feeds into. Greed convinces you that more is always better, that the pursuit of material wealth, status, and possessions is what will make you whole. But in truth, the pursuit of more only leads to emptiness. It keeps you chasing after things that can never truly satisfy your soul. Each time you reach for something new, something better, you are left with a deeper longing, a craving that only grows more intense with every step you take. The lie of greed is rooted in the belief that you are incomplete, that what you have now is not enough, that you need something more in order to feel fulfilled. But this is where greed deceives you, chosen one. The truth is that you already have everything you need to be content. You have the gift of life, of purpose, and of love. These are the things that truly fill your soul. But greed makes you believe that these gifts aren't enough. It whispers to you that fulfillment lies in the next possession, the next achievement, the next big thing. But the reality is that the more you accumulate, the less you feel truly fulfilled. Consider this. When was the last time you felt truly satisfied with what you had? How often do you look around and find yourself thinking, I just need a little more? Or, if only I had that, I'd be happy. The chase for more can consume you, but it never leads to the contentment you desire. Each time you think you've reached the pinnacle of success or satisfaction, there's always another mountain to climb, always another possession to acquire. And in this endless pursuit, the joy you seek remains just out of reach, like a mirage that disappears as soon as you try to touch it. But chosen one, you are not meant to live in this endless cycle. You are meant to live in peace, in contentment, and in the abundance that God has already provided for you. The idea that more is always better is an illusion, and once you step back from it, you will see the truth. You already have everything you need to experience the fullness of life. The question is not, what more can I have? But how can I embrace and be grateful for what I already have? It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world, where the message is always about striving for more. Society tells you that success is measured by how much you own, how much you earn, how much you accomplish. But none of these things will bring you the lasting peace and fulfillment you seek. True fulfillment comes from within, from aligning with the divine purpose that is written in your heart. It comes from living a life grounded in gratitude, contentment, and love, not from accumulating more things. When you embrace the truth that enough is already within you, chosen one, you begin to release the hold that greed has on your life. You begin to see that the pursuit of material possessions and status is not the path to peace. Instead, peace comes from recognizing that your worth is not defined by what you own, but by who you are, a beloved child of the divine, created with purpose, designed to live a life of love, peace, and fulfillment. Releasing the illusion of more is a spiritual journey, and it requires deep inner work. It asks you to examine the motives behind your desires, to confront the fear and insecurity that often drive the need for more, and to replace them with trust in the divine plan for your life. When you choose to trust in God's provision, you step away from the illusion that you need to constantly strive and acquire. You release the anxiety and pressure to have more, and you find rest in the truth that God has already given you everything you need to live a full and rich life. But letting go of this illusion is not easy. You may feel that by releasing your attachment to material things, you are sacrificing your future, your dreams, or your security. But here's the truth, chosen one. Your security is not found in what you own or what you achieve. Your security is found in the divine love and provision that surrounds you. When you trust that God will provide for you, that He has already given you everything you need, you open the door to peace and contentment that cannot be shaken by the world's standards. Greed keeps you trapped in a cycle of fear. Fear that you won't have enough. Fear that you will miss out. Fear that you will not be fulfilled. But the divine invitation is to step out of that fear and into faith. Faith that everything you need will be provided. Faith that the divine will guide you on your path. and faith that you are enough just as you are. When you step into this faith, you break free from the grip of greed. You let go of the need for more, and you make room for the peace that only comes from trusting in God's plan. Look at your life now, chosen one. How much of your energy, your time, and your heart has been consumed by the pursuit of more? How often have you found yourself striving for the next thing, the next achievement, the next possession, only to find that it doesn't bring you the peace you thought it would? The truth is, peace is not found in the things you acquire. It is found in your relationship with the divine, in your connection to your true self, and in your ability to embrace the abundance that already exists in your life. This is the moment to make a shift, to release the idea that more is always better, to choose gratitude, trust, and contentment over the constant pursuit of material gain. When you embrace this shift, chosen one, you will discover a peace that surpasses understanding, a fulfillment that is not dependent on what you have or what you achieve. You will find that the abundance you've been searching for was within you all along. And as you release the hold of greed, you will experience the freedom that comes with it, a freedom that allows you to live in the fullness of life that God has promised you. Greed, chosen one, is like a parasite that feeds on your soul, growing stronger the more you give it space. It convinces you that happiness lies just beyond your reach, that the next possession, the next achievement, the next status will bring you peace, fulfillment, and joy. And so you strive, you chase, you sacrifice parts of yourself in pursuit of something that can never satisfy. In this chase, the consequences of unchecked desire start to take their toll, both on your spirit and in your relationships. Greed has a way of isolating you, chosen one. The more you focus on accumulating, on achieving, on becoming someone who has more, the more disconnected you become from those around you. Your relationships begin to fray because, deep down, they are no longer about love and connection. They become about what you can give, what you can gain, and what others can do for you. It becomes a transactional world, a world where your worth is measured by how much you possess, how successful you appear, and how much you can prove to others. As greed takes root, it doesn't just harm your external world, it poisons your inner world. It feeds on your insecurities, making you believe that your value is found in your possessions, your achievements, or your status. You start to feel empty inside because the endless pursuit of more only leaves you exhausted and unfulfilled. The very thing you're chasing, wealth, status, success, becomes a mirage, a fleeting promise that is always just out of reach. Look at your life, chosen one. How many times have you given up peace, time, or love in the pursuit of more? How many hours have you spent chasing after something that, once attained, brought only temporary satisfaction? And after the momentary joy fades, you find yourself reaching for something else, something more, something bigger, something better. This cycle never ends. No matter how much you accumulate, it will never fill the empty space inside you. The consequences of greed are not just external. They affect your peace of mind, your sense of purpose, and your relationships with others. Greed pushes you to make choices that move you further away from your true self. It makes you believe that if you just have more money, more success, more recognition, you will finally feel whole. But the truth is, you are already whole. You don't need more things or accolades to be worthy. Your worth is inherent, given to you by the divine. And yet, greed keeps you running, striving, and fighting for more, when what you truly need is to stop and reflect on what you already have. The peace you seek isn't found in the next promotion or the next possession. It's found in the stillness, in the quiet moments of gratitude, in the recognition that you are enough, just as you are, right here and right now. Greed blinds you to the blessings that are already in your life. You are so focused on what you don't have or what you haven't achieved yet that you fail to see the abundance around you. Every moment you spend in pursuit of more is a moment you could be living in gratitude, in peace, in connection with those around you. Think about the love in your life, the relationships that matter, the beauty of the present moment. All of these are gifts, but greed clouds your vision, making it difficult to see the richness of the life you already have. So, chosen one, it's time to wake up to the truth. Greed is not just a harmless desire for more. It is a thief, stealing your joy, your peace, and your ability to appreciate the beauty of life as it is. It has convinced you that you are lacking, that you need more in order to feel whole. But you are already whole. You are already complete. The divine has blessed you with everything you need, and the rest is simply a distraction. Let's take a deep breath together, chosen one. Close your eyes for a moment, and bring to mind the things you are grateful for right now. The people who love you, the small joys of everyday life, the beauty that surrounds you. Even in the simplest moments, you may have been chasing something outside yourself, thinking that it would bring you fulfillment, but in this moment, you can find peace. The abundance you seek is not out there in the world. It's already within you. As you step into the truth that greed is stealing your peace, you also begin to realize that it is possible to break free. You don't have to keep running. You don't have to keep striving for more. All you have to do is shift your perspective, chosen one. Shift your focus from the endless pursuit of more to the deep gratitude for what you already have. This is where transformation begins. The moment you realize that you don't need to acquire anything else to be whole, you step into true freedom. You begin to let go of the grip of greed, and as you do, you create space for peace to enter. You free yourself from the cycle of constantly chasing, and you allow yourself to experience the richness of life that is already yours. There is a beautiful freedom in releasing the need for more. It's the freedom to live in the present moment, to appreciate the relationships, the love, and the abundance that you already have. It's the freedom to trust that the divine has already provided for you, that you are exactly where you need to be, and that your worth is not defined by what you possess. As you begin to let go of greed, you'll start to see the effects on your relationships, your emotional well-being, and your sense of fulfillment. You will find yourself more connected to others, more grateful for the simple things in life, and more at peace with who you are. Your worth will no longer be measured by the things you own or the accolades you receive. Instead, it will be measured by your ability to love, to serve, and to be present in the moment. This is the beginning of your transformation, chosen one. You are no longer bound by the insatiable desire for more. You are stepping into a life of contentment, peace, and true abundance. And as you do, you will experience the divine peace that comes from trusting in the fullness of what you already have. As you walk further on this journey, chosen one, you may begin to feel the tension between the world around you and the peace you're striving to embrace. Society often tells us that more is always better, that success is measured by how much we can accumulate. Everywhere you turn, there is a push to consume, to chase after the next big thing, to always strive for more. It's easy to get caught up in this cycle, believing that your worth and happiness are tied to what you can acquire. But deep inside, you know this is not the truth. The world may tell you that you need more to be happy, but chosen one, you are waking up to the reality that contentment is not found in possessions or accolades. Contentment is found in gratitude for what you already have, in peace with the present moment, and in trust that you are enough as you are. Greed, on the other hand, pushes you to think that what you have is never enough, that you are always lacking, always chasing. It's a lie that keeps you running from the peace and fulfillment that are available to you right now. You may feel the pull of the world, the constant demands for more, and at times, it may feel overwhelming. The temptation to return to the familiar chase, to give in to the desire for more, may rise up. But in those moments, I want you to remember the truth you've discovered. More will never be enough. The endless pursuit of more will only lead to emptiness. And it is only in releasing this desire that you can find true peace. True peace doesn't come from external circumstances. It doesn't come from what you own, how much you've achieved, or what others think of you. True peace comes from within. It comes from the realization that you are already complete, that you are already whole, and that all you truly need is within you. The divine has already blessed you with everything you need to live a full, meaningful life. The key to peace is in recognizing that the chase for more is not the answer. Letting go of greed allows you to step into the peace and fulfillment that are already yours. But here's the challenge, chosen one. Letting go of greed requires trust. It requires trust in the divine, in the process of life, and in the truth that you are enough just as you are. It requires you to trust that God's plan for you is not dependent on what you can acquire, but on who you are becoming. As you release your attachment to material things, you make space for the divine to fill you with peace, joy, and abundance that is not measured by what you own but by what is within your heart. This trust doesn't come easily. We've been conditioned by society to think that we must constantly strive for more in order to be happy, to be successful, to be fulfilled. But the more you embrace the truth that contentment is found in the present moment, in gratitude, and in the richness of your relationships, the more you will see that true abundance is not something that comes from outside of you, it comes from within. It comes from living in alignment with your true purpose and with the divine. When you trust, you stop grasping for more. You stop reaching for the next possession, the next status, the next achievement, because you know that your worth is not found in these things. You begin to live with a deeper sense of purpose and meaning, a purpose that is not driven by the need to acquire more, but by the desire to serve, to love, and to be present in each moment. As you let go of greed, you will begin to see the world around you with new eyes. Instead of viewing people and situations through the lens of what you can get out of them, you will begin to see them for who they truly are, worthy of love, deserving of grace, and deserving of your time and attention. Your relationships will deepen, and you will find that the things that once seemed so important, money, possessions, status, no longer hold the same weight in your life. What truly matters will become clear to you: love, connection, peace, and purpose. But this transformation is not just about releasing the desire for material things, it is about reconnecting with your true self. It's about rediscovering the person you were always meant to be, the person God created you to be. Greed clouds that truth, distorts it, and distracts you from your true purpose. When you let go of greed, you reconnect with your authentic self, the self that is free to love, to give, and to experience the fullness of life without the burden of comparison, competition, or desire for more. It's also important to recognize that the release of greed is a process. It won't happen overnight, and there will be moments when you feel tempted to return to old ways of thinking. But with each step, with each choice to release the need for more, you will find that the peace and fulfillment you've been searching for will begin to fill your heart. Every time you choose to let go, you are choosing to move closer to the life of true abundance that God has promised you. The more you release greed, the more you begin to feel the weight lift off your shoulders. You'll find yourself more present in the moment, more content with what you have, and more at peace with who you are. You will discover that the things you once thought were essential for your happiness, wealth, recognition, power, are not the things that bring true joy. True joy comes from living in alignment with your divine purpose, from being free of the burden of desire, and from trusting that God's plan for you is far greater than anything the world can offer. Chosen one, this is the life you were meant to live. It's a life free from the chains of greed, a life filled with divine peace, love, and purpose. As you continue to let go of the need for more, you will discover a deeper, more fulfilling life than anything the world could ever offer. Trust in this process. Trust in yourself. Trust in the divine plan that is unfolding in your life. As you continue on this journey of releasing greed, chosen one, you will begin to feel the divine power of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, it means giving in to something greater, something more powerful than your need to accumulate and control. It is the act of trusting that the divine has already provided everything you need to thrive. In surrendering, you allow yourself to be free from the cycle of endless striving, to finally let go of the anxiety and pressure that comes from always wanting more. The world tells you that in order to succeed, you must fight for everything you want. It promotes the idea that you must chase after wealth, status, and possessions to feel secure, to feel fulfilled. But this message, chosen one, is a lie. True success, true fulfillment, comes not from what you can gain, but from what you are willing to release. It comes from surrendering the false belief that your happiness depends on having more, and instead, embracing the truth that your peace comes from the trust you place in God's plan for your life. Surrendering greed means releasing the belief that you are incomplete without more. It means trusting that the divine will provide for you, not just materially, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. It means understanding that your worth is not based on your possessions, your bank account, or your achievements. Your worth is inherent, rooted in the divine love that created you. You are enough, exactly as you are, and you always have been. This shift in perspective may be uncomfortable at first. The desire to hold on to what you have, to keep striving for more, is deeply ingrained in you. But as you begin to release the grip of greed, you will experience a deeper sense of freedom than you ever thought possible. With each act of surrender, you release a piece of the burden that has been weighing you down, and you make room for peace to enter your life. Imagine, for a moment, chosen one, what it would feel like to live without the pressure of always needing more. What would it be like to let go of the constant chase, to live in the present moment with gratitude for what you have, rather than constantly longing for what you don't? When you surrender greed, you stop chasing after the things that have no lasting value, and instead, you begin to find joy and fulfillment in the things that truly matter: the love of those around you, the beauty of the world, the peace that comes from knowing you are enough, just as you are. Surrendering greed also means releasing control. It means letting go of the belief that you must control every aspect of your life in order to feel secure. It means trusting that the divine will guide you, that you don't need to manipulate, force, or chase after everything you want. When you surrender, you let go of the need to control the outcomes and allow the divine to take the lead. This is where true freedom is found, when you no longer feel the need to grasp at everything, but instead, trust that what is meant for you will come in its own time and in its own way. As you surrender the need for more, you open your heart to divine abundance. Abundance isn't about material wealth, it's about the richness of life that comes when you let go of what isn't serving you. It's about being open to receiving love, peace, joy, and spiritual fulfillment. When you release the grip of greed, you make room for these blessings to flow freely into your life. Abundance comes from living in alignment with the divine, not from hoarding or accumulating more. This surrender isn't passive, chosen one, it is an active choice. Every day, you must choose to release the desire for more, to release the anxiety that comes with trying to control everything. With each choice, you step closer to the freedom that comes from living without the chains of greed. It may take time, but every step you take brings you closer to the peace and fulfillment that only surrender can bring. But how do you know when you've truly surrendered greed? How do you know when you've let go of the need for more? The answer lies in your heart. You will know because you will feel lighter, freer. You will no longer be obsessed with what you don't have, and you will begin to feel content with what you do. Your desires will shift from the material to the spiritual. You will feel more connected to your true self, to others, and to the divine. Your relationships will become deeper, more meaningful, because you will no longer be measuring them by what they can give you, but by the love and connection you share. The act of surrender also brings peace to your mind. The constant chatter of "I need more" will quiet, and you will find yourself more present in the moment. No longer will you feel the weight of comparison or the pressure to keep up with the world. You will realize that you are enough, that you are already living a life of abundance, and that all the love and peace you need are already within you. Trusting in the divine process is essential, chosen one. Surrender doesn't mean you stop striving for your goals or dreams. It means you let go of the attachment to the outcome. It means that you trust that your journey, your path, will unfold exactly as it's meant to. When you surrender, you stop pushing against the flow of life and instead allow yourself to flow with it. You trust that everything is happening for your good, even if it doesn't look the way you expected. Remember, chosen one, surrender is not weakness, it is strength. It is the strength to let go of the things that do not serve you, the things that only drain your energy and prevent you from experiencing true peace. It is the strength to trust that the divine has a plan for you, one that is far greater than anything you could have imagined. Surrender greed and you will step into a life of true abundance, a life where love, peace, and contentment fill your heart, a life where you no longer need to chase after the fleeting promises of material wealth, because you know that you already have everything you need to live a rich, fulfilling life. The divine has already given you everything you need to experience the fullness of life. All you need to do is trust, surrender, and let go. Chosen one, as you continue to let go of greed and surrender to the divine flow of life, you begin to notice something remarkable happening within you, a transformation. The moment you stop chasing after material possessions, success, and external validation, you open yourself to a deeper, more profound sense of fulfillment. True abundance, the kind that fills your heart and soul, is not found in what you acquire, but in how you choose to live in gratitude and trust. The transformation that comes from letting go of greed is not just about freeing yourself from a desire for more. It is about awakening to the richness of life itself. Life, in all its simplicity, begins to reveal its beauty. You see the things that truly matter, the love in your relationships, the quiet moments of joy, the peace that arises when you are content with what you have. When you release the desire for more, you stop living in the future, always chasing the next achievement or acquisition. Instead, you begin to fully experience the present moment, and in that moment, you find everything you need. The divine has already given you everything you need, chosen one. Your worth is not determined by how much you can accumulate, but by the fact that you are already whole, already enough. This realization is the key to true peace. No longer do you need to prove yourself or chase after validation. You are valuable simply because you exist, and the love of the divine has been with you from the beginning. This shift in perspective is profound. When you surrender greed, you begin to understand that true abundance is not measured by external wealth, but by the peace and joy that flow from within. You realize that your happiness does not depend on what you own, but on the state of your heart. You find that the more you let go of the need to control, the more room you make for peace, love, and divine contentment. It's important to recognize that this journey of transformation is not instantaneous. The pull of greed is deeply embedded in our world and in our hearts. The desire for more has been normalized, and it can be difficult to break free from the constant pressures to achieve and accumulate. But the key, chosen one, is in the quiet moments of surrender, the moments when you choose to release the need for more and open yourself up to the abundance that already surrounds you. You may encounter resistance along the way. Old habits may try to pull you back into the cycle of striving. You may feel tempted to measure your worth by what you have or what you achieve, but in those moments remind yourself of the truth. Your worth is not tied to your possessions, your achievements, or your success. Your worth is inherent, and you are already whole. As you continue on this path, you will begin to experience a deep inner peace. Your heart will no longer be weighed down by the constant desire for more. Instead, you will feel lighter, freer, and more connected to the world around you. You will notice the beauty in the small things, the simple moments of joy that are often overlooked in the pursuit of more. Your relationships will deepen as you release the need for external validation and focus on the love and connection that already exist in your life. This is the divine transformation, chosen one. It is the transformation from a life driven by greed and the desire for more, to a life rooted in trust, peace, and gratitude. The more you let go, the more you open yourself up to divine abundance. And this abundance is not about material wealth. It is about spiritual richness, finding fulfillment, joy, and peace in the present moment, with no need to chase after anything more. True abundance also means living in harmony with the divine plan for your life. When you stop fighting to control the outcomes, when you stop striving to attain what you think you need, you begin to align with the divine flow. You trust that everything you need will come in its own time, that you do not have to force or manipulate life to get what you want. Instead, you release your desires into the hands of the divine, and trust that what is meant for you will arrive in the perfect timing. Living in this trust means that you are no longer bound by the fear of scarcity or lack. You trust that there is more than enough for you and for those around you. You trust that the universe will provide exactly what you need, not just materially, but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. When you surrender greed, you open the door to this abundance, and you begin to experience a peace that surpasses understanding. The more you live in this trust, the more you realize that you are not alone in your journey. The divine is with you every step of the way, providing the guidance, strength, and peace you need to continue. You no longer feel the need to strive or to take control. You simply walk in faith, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. There is no rush, there is no need to force anything. Everything you need will come to you in divine timing. As you embrace this trust and surrender, you will find that your heart opens more fully to the beauty of life. You will begin to see the abundance that already exists around you. You will notice the simple joys that you may have overlooked before the warmth of a kind word, the beauty of nature, the laughter of friends and family. You will come to realize that the true richness of life is not found in what you own, but in the love and connection that you share with others and with the divine. The transformation that comes from surrendering greed is one of true freedom. You are no longer bound by the endless pursuit of more. Instead, you are free to experience the fullness of life as it is. This freedom is not just about letting go of material desires, it's about letting go of the fear and anxiety that come from living in a constant state of wanting more. It's about embracing the peace that comes from trusting that you are already enough, that you already have everything you need to live a life of joy and fulfillment. So, chosen one, as you continue on this path of release and surrender, trust that you are stepping into the fullness of divine abundance. You are not just letting go of greed, you are letting go of the limitations that have held you back from experiencing the richness of life. You are stepping into a life of peace, joy, and trust. And in doing so, you are becoming more aligned with your divine purpose. Chosen one, as you continue releasing greed and embracing divine abundance, you begin to experience something truly transformative: freedom. Freedom from the constant pressure to chase after more. Freedom from the relentless pursuit of things that never bring lasting peace. You have begun to understand that the life you've been searching for is not about acquiring more, but about living more fully in the present moment, rooted in gratitude, trust, and love. As you continue to let go, you will begin to notice how the tension within you starts to fade. The constant restlessness, the feeling that something is always missing, begins to dissipate. The pressure to keep up, to measure your worth by your accomplishments or possessions, slowly loses its hold. This is the beginning of a deep inner peace. You have shifted your focus from the external chase to the internal peace that only surrendering to the divine can bring. The peace you now experience is not dependent on your external circumstances. It is not influenced by how much you own, how successful you are, or what others think of you. This peace comes from within, a peace that is anchored in your connection with the divine, in your ability to trust that you are already enough. And this peace, chosen one, is where true freedom begins. For so long, you may have believed that more was the answer. More possessions, more success, more recognition. The world constantly told you that you needed more to be happy, to be fulfilled. But you have come to realize the truth. Happiness, fulfillment, and peace are not found in more. They are found in gratitude for what you already have. They are found in being present with the blessings you've been given, in appreciating the simple joys that life has to offer. When you choose to stop chasing after more, you open your heart to the fullness of life as it is. But this freedom, chosen one, is not just about feeling lighter. It is about shifting your entire perspective on life. No longer are you defined by what you accumulate. No longer are you driven by the desire for more. You are free to experience the richness of life as it is free to enjoy what is right in front of you, without the burden of constant yearning. This is the peace and fulfillment that come when you embrace trust over control, contentment over desire. The divine is always with you, guiding you to see that you are enough just as you are. The more you surrender, the more you open yourself to receive the peace, joy, and abundance that the divine has always had in store for you. You no longer need to chase or fight for your worth, because it is already inherent in you. The love that the divine has for you is immeasurable, and it is not contingent on what you have or what you achieve. It is simply because you are. As you step further into this freedom, you will find that your relationships begin to shift as well. The pressure to impress, to prove yourself, to be enough by worldly standards begins to fade. Instead, you are free to show up as your true self, whole, loved, and complete. You no longer have to measure the worth of others based on what they can give you or what they have. You can love freely, without strings attached, because you have let go of the need for others to fill the void that only the divine can fill. You have come to understand that real connection comes from being truly present, from showing love without expectation, from embracing the beauty of the present moment. This shift in your heart will be reflected in your relationships. As you let go of the need to control, to acquire, or to accumulate, you make space for deeper, more meaningful connections. You will find that the love you seek is already within you, and by letting go of greed, you can share that love more freely with others. True love is not about what you can get, but about what you can give. And when you release greed, you allow love to flow unimpeded in your life, enriching every connection, every conversation, and every interaction. But chosen one, the peace and freedom that come with letting go of greed are not just for you. As you release your attachment to material things and embrace the abundance of trust and contentment, you become a beacon of light for others. You show them what it looks like to live a life free from the chains of desire, a life where peace and fulfillment are found in the present moment, not in the pursuit of more. Your transformation becomes a testimony to the power of surrender and trust in the divine plan. Imagine the impact you can have when you live in this freedom. Your life becomes a living example of the truth that peace and contentment are not found in what you acquire, but in who you are and in your relationship with the divine. You can inspire others to release the grip of greed and find the same peace, freedom, and fulfillment that you have found. The love and joy that flow from you will have the power to transform the lives of those around you, just as your own life has been transformed. This is the power of living in alignment with your true self, chosen one. When you stop chasing after the illusions of success and wealth, you align with the divine purpose for your life. You become a vessel of peace, a source of love, and a reflection of divine abundance. The world may still try to pull you back into the cycle of more, but you know now that true fulfillment lies not in what you possess, but in the depth of your connection to the divine, to yourself, and to others. As you continue to release greed and embrace the truth of who you are, chosen one, you will step into the fullness of life that God has prepared for you. You will experience peace that surpasses understanding, joy that is unshakable, and love that is unconditional. The divine abundance that you seek is already within you, and as you let go of the need for more, you will discover the richness of life that is already yours. This is your path now, chosen one, a path of peace, love, and divine freedom. The chains of greed no longer bind you, and you are free to live in the fullness of life. This is where your true power lies, in your ability to trust, surrender, and embrace the abundant life that is already yours. Chosen one, you have come so far on this journey of transformation. You've seen the grip of greed, you've felt the pull to accumulate more, and you've begun to release the weight of desire. Now, as you stand at the threshold of a new chapter in your life, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the freedom you are beginning to experience. This is not just a shift in your perspective, it is the beginning of a profound change within you. You are stepping into a life that is defined not by what you have, but by who you are, a beloved child of the divine, living in peace and trust. It may be hard to believe at first, but freedom from greed opens the door to true abundance. The world often tells you that abundance means wealth, possessions, and success. But the truth you are awakening to is far more powerful. True abundance is the peace that fills your heart, the love that flows freely from you, and the deep, unwavering trust in the divine that guides your every step. When you release the need for more, you make space for the things that truly matter: connection, purpose, joy, and gratitude. This abundance is not something you chase or strive for. It's something you receive when you stop running. It's already available to you, right here and right now. The abundance you seek is not in what you accumulate, it is in what you choose to release. When you let go of greed, you allow divine peace and joy to enter your heart, and that is the truest form of abundance. In this freedom, you begin to realize something else. Chosen one, you are no longer bound by the endless pursuit of external validation. You no longer need to prove your worth to anyone, not even to yourself. Your worth is intrinsic, it is rooted in your divine connection, your heart, and your ability to love. This realization is powerful because it frees you from the constant pressure to be more, do more, and have more. You can finally rest in the truth that you are enough, just as you are, and that peace does not come from what you possess, but from who you are becoming. Imagine, for a moment, what life would look like if you never again measured your worth by the things you own or the success you achieve. Picture a life where your value is not determined by the accolades you receive, but by the love you give, the peace you carry, and the joy you share. This is the life you are stepping into, chosen one. It is a life of true freedom, a life where you are no longer bound by the expectations of the world, but by the divine calling that resides deep within your soul. Let go of the need to compare yourself to others. Release the false belief that your worth is tied to your possessions or your achievements. As you embrace the truth that your true value lies in your divine connection and your capacity for love, you step into a life of true contentment. You are free to live without the weight of comparison, competition. You are free to be who you truly are, to love with an open heart, and to trust that the divine is guiding you exactly where you need to go. It's time to embrace the richness of life that is found in simplicity. The world often tells you that the more you have, the more you will be happy, but this is a lie. Happiness is not found in what you own. It is found in how deeply you connect with the world around you, how fully you embrace each moment, and how deeply you appreciate the beauty of life itself. When you live from a place of contentment and trust, you open yourself up to the fullness of divine abundance, which is measured not by what you possess, but by the love, peace, and joy you carry within. Now, you may be wondering, what does the future hold for me as I step into this new life? Chosen one, the future is bright, filled with endless possibilities. The more you let go of greed and embrace divine abundance, the more you will see the world open up to you. Opportunities will come, not because you've chased them down, but because you are living in alignment with your true purpose. The divine will lead you exactly where you need to go. The peace you experience will ripple out into every area of your life, into your relationships, your work, your health, and your sense of fulfillment. You may find that as you let go of greed, your relationships become deeper, more genuine, and more loving. Without the need to compete or measure your worth by what you can gain, you can simply show up as your authentic self. Love becomes the driving force behind your interactions, and that love creates a powerful energy that heals and connects everyone around you. Your presence becomes a source of peace and light, and people will be drawn to the calm and serenity that radiate from you. As you move forward, chosen one, take a deep breath and trust that this journey is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. You are no longer running in the race for more. You are walking in the divine rhythm of life, fully aligned with the truth that you are enough, exactly as you are. The divine is with you every step of the way, guiding you, loving you, and providing for you. When you let go of greed, you also let go of fear. Fear that you won't have enough. Fear that you won't be enough. Fear that you are missing out. These fears hold you back from the fullness of life. But as you release greed, you step into a place of trust. And in trust, there is no fear. The divine provides, the divine loves, and the divine guides you to exactly where you need to be. You are free, chosen one. Free to live in peace, free to love without limitation, free to embrace the abundance that is already yours. Your journey is one of profound transformation, and you are exactly where you need to be. The peace, joy, and abundance that you seek are already within you, and now it's time to fully embrace them.